On today's episode of the Portside Boys, the NFL season finally wrapped up. We'll go over some of the awards handed out by the NFL, and maybe, just maybe, some of your favorite players were picked. A lot of movement in the NBA and MLB. The boys will weigh in on that, and we'll finish up our show with the Port Report, our draft segment, a couple of Would You Rathers, and the final take. I'm Big Zig, and you're listening to the Portside Boys.
This podcast is sponsored by Mini Mart. Check out their Minnesota-themed gifts and Minnesota apparel. Go ahead and enter in Portside Boys at checkout and get 20% off. That's minimart.com. MINNYMART.com. Mini Mart, Minnesota everything.
I am a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
After what felt like forever, the NFL season is finally over. The Chiefs decided to go ahead and win 31-20 over the 49ers.
Called it.
Patty Mahomes was the MVP.
Mahomes looking to flip, takes it in for the touchdown. Garoppolo keeps play action, passes, caught, use check, touchdown. 3rd down and 12. Mahomes fires, pass, picked. Warner got it for San Francisco. Handoff here, it's Mostert. He is in for the touchdown. 1st and goal, pass, open, touchdown. Kelsey, Chiefs are back in it. Mahomes throws, pass, caught, Williams, touchdown. Kansas City jumps on top. 2nd and 6, Williams makes a cut and will roll into the end zone for the touchdown. No flags. And they have done it. Chiefs are Super Bowl champions here in Miami.
Which I called that. Come on.
I think we all did.
Yeah,
I think we're all winners here.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I mean, a lot of the times when it comes to the NFL, or when it comes to the Super Bowl MVP, it's not just who did the best in the Super Bowl. I mean, it is when it comes to the quarterback, it's a little bit more than that. For the playoffs, for the season, I mean, it's a huge thing that goes into who becomes the NFL. You know, the Super Bowl MVP. I mean, they all did equally well, but at the end of the day, I think that Patrick Mahomes is the MVP of the Chiefs, MVP of the Super Bowl. He deserves it. He's going to Disney World. Whoa! Yeah!
I always wanted to say that.
Everybody's dream to say that when you win the Super Bowl, you
Yep.
know.
Well, here's the thing. I was listening to, oh crap, what's his name? The guy who used to be the punter for the Colts. Come on, man.
Vinatieri?
Yeah, no, that's the
No,
kicker.
that's the kicker.
Oh, come on now. Pat McAfee.
Oh,
Pat McAfee
yeah.
was talking about it on his podcast, and he said that when everyone, it doesn't matter if you're the punter, kicker, quarterback, the right guard, everyone signs a contract that says if you become the Super Bowl MVP, you have to say, I'm going to Disney World when they ask you, and you have to go.
Wow.
It's a contract obligation. You have to go. And, of course, it's like the next day or the day after, whatever, and you have to go sit through this hot parade with hundreds of people, thousands of people, sitting there gauding over you, and you get fireworks, all this other stuff, Like, I can only imagine that, seriously, sitting there in the sun, probably on 0 minutes of sleep, hammered drunk still from the night before. It's unbearable.
Bro, talk about hammered drunk.
It's
Travis Kelce.
unbearable. Oh, of course. He would have been. I mean, he'd been that much better. He'd probably just been like, "Y'all need to get a bucket because I'm gonna need a bucket here on this bus."
Did you see him make his speech?
I didn't see any. What he
Y'all don't got Patrick Mahomes. Some shit like that.
Can you dig it? I saw that part when he yelled that. That was good.
That was funny.
Yep.
But in reality, the best part about the game was the halftime show with Shakira and J-Lo.
Yeah.
Word.
Hubba,
Straight
hubba.
up strip show.
Got all the willies standing up. Which that also stirred up quite the controversy. People said that, quote, it wasn't appropriate for viewers, and the NFL had a lot of pushback online with this.
Well, here's the thing. Last year when Adam Levine was out there showing off his almost bulge of penis and no T-shirt, you didn't get any flack for that. But, I guess all of a sudden these very gorgeous Latina women get up and dance in front of you and sing and do dance routines and do all this other stuff. Everyone gives them like, that's so wrong. But last year they all drooling over Adam Levine. And in my opinion, they did a great job.
Yes.
For 50 years
She was
old,
good.
J-Lo looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you expect?
I mean, they're
come on,
dancers
seriously?
and performers. I mean, when they go on stage, this is what they wear. It's not like they had penises and vaginas all on the stage. They were just dancing because that's how they were. It's not that it's their fault that the camera angles decided to be so terrible.
I mean, the one thing I must say is that they did have the poles on stage, and they're
I
like
will say that was
literally
pretty- yeah.
like strippers on poles on the stage. They could have went away with that.
Sure.
Otherwise, yeah. I mean, they were sexy. They danced great. I saw some good memes about some Irish music being played in the background while they were doing their little jig with their feet. It was awesome. I thought it was a good performance. Actually, it was okay.
I saw a little meme of that too. It was the Cotton Eye Joe song.
Yeah, Cotton Eye Joe song.
The
actually,
time
yeah, that's
lined
right.
up with the way the step was. I was like, yeah, this is. Ooh, they did a good job of that.
That was good.
What do you guys think about the commercials though for the Super Bowl?
Meh.
Nah.
Meh.
I mean, they're to be expected now. I mean, here's the thing. I eat Doritos. I don't drink beer, but I mean, like, you see the beer commercials, you see the Doritos, you see Mountain Dew, you see all these other things. You don't see very many businesses get in there because it's so expensive. Like, let's be real. I don't need to see all those.
I mean, it sold out quick, but I don't.
Absolutely.
There's nothing memorable that stands out to me. Actually, now that I look back,
What about the guy who was in every single one of them, or like almost all of them?
Oh,
Was there a guy,
the
really?
Tide
What's
commercial?
his name?
Oh, Day? Oh, crap. Charlie Day?
Charlie Day.
He was
Yeah,
at the Tide
hilarious.
commercial.
Tide guy.
Oh,
He was in the Tide. He was in
Yeah,
Tide.
Hilarious.
Yep.
Absolutely killed it.
Yeah, I saw
That was
those.
definitely my favorite.
they're
I
showing
don't
something on the
remember.
screen, and all of a sudden you see him come walking across the screen, still holding the Tide basket with the stain on his shirt.
Ah, well, this can't be later. This looks like earlier.
It's 1436.
I need it to be later. What do you want?
Look, a stain!
That's good. That's good. You gotta stay in your shirt, too.
Classic.
I did
I mean,
see
they,
that.
they did have the Winona Ryder in Winona.
That was probably
That's
the
true.
worst commercial. out of the
Exactly.
whole
I
thing.
didn't understand what
What
that
a
was.
terrible way to represent Winona.
I was just like,
$11 million
oh,
for that. For what?
I mean,
it got
I-
over, and I'm like, what is this?
I thought maybe it was like a don't drink and walk commercial because you're just laying on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't get
And a
it.
cop rolled up, so
Here's
I mean,
my
I
thing
wasn't
that's
sure.
so funny about
And like
that.
yells at her. Doesn't walk up and like have a
Yeah.
conversation. He's just like, hey, what's up?
I love that about him. Like, he's just like, yeah, you shouldn't be laying on the ground. I'm like, we don't talk that way. Why don't you just get someone from Minnesota to talk?
Right.
And then you can maybe get a little bit of an accent. It's not like it's a smart car. It parks itself. It's a smart park. You don't talk like all stupid like that.
Now that's
seriously.
a good commercial, actually.
I loved it. A lot of people
that
didn't
was
like that.
was funny, actually. I do remember that was
Yes.
good.
A lot of people didn't like that, but I enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. It was a great commercial. Granted, I did think that it would have been a little bit better. Oh, here's a funny fact about that commercial. Did you know that John Krasinski almost was Captain America?
What?
Chris Evans was in that commercial. He's Captain America.
Yeah.
What's up? You know what I'm saying?
The funny part was just hearing them talk
oh yeah,
in that
the
accent.
woman. They
all-
probably could have found someone different.
yeah,
but
who
the two
doesn't
guys
really
were
matter.
good.
They were awesome.
And all of a sudden, David Ortiz pops his head out. They're just like a small pock. I'm just like, yeah, he's an honorary Bostonite, if that's what they're called. What are they call it? Bostoniesies, Bostonites,
No idea.
Bostoniesians. I don't
I'm
know
a
what they're-
Minnesotan, so I don't know.
Yeah, we're Minnesotans, so I guess I don't really know much, do I?
Don't you know?
Yeah, I guess the car parked itself. Damn, I can't. It has Smart Park. Damn, I can't.
Smart Park.
Smart Park.
Smart Park.
Smart
We could just
Park.
talk like we're from
It's
Minnesota here.
Wicked
Minnesota,
smart.
Yeah, you think you're
Minnesota.
wicked smart? No, you are.
No, you are. But there was a crazy story out of the Super Bowl that wasn't related to the actual game. Headline reads that $123 million in fake Super Bowl merchandise was seized ahead of the big game. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Miami Police Department announced a massive record-breaking seizure of 176,000 counterfeit items.
Crap.
Miami Police Department Major Eric Garcia said, quote, "When fans spend their hard-earned money on the NFL tickets and merchandise, they deserve the real deal. The Miami Police Department is fully committed to collaborating and partnering with our state, local, and federal government partners to proactively enforce laws related to counterfeit merchandise in order to protect businesses and consumers."
Sure.
So imagine this. You book your hotel for 4 nights.
Yep.
You just bought Super Bowl tickets from an unauthorized source.
Yep. Sure.
You go to the day. You go to the gate, walking up. You don't get that. Like this little bing.
No,
They like
we're
accept
in.
it, but it's like. What do? You spent all that money. You just spent $5,000 on tickets to get out there, not including your stay or your ticket out there in the plane. That
So
flies.
wait.
Yeah,
so,
bring that
so,
back.
So you're talking about tickets. I was thinking more like jerseys and hats and T-shirts.
No,
and
it's
signed
all of
memorabilia.
it.
I'm talking memorabilia. I'm not
Oh.
talking like merchandising as far as like what, like for example, like tickets. That's not merchandise. That's a ticket. That's your entrance to the show.
Yeah, that's
you know?
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean-
the merchandise seized in selling counterfeit tickets are totally different.
I mean,
stories.
they're not
I broke the article down a little bit, but it did include fake game tickets.
Naturally, you have to
So
expect that.
I just did the whole whop of all merchandise.
You have to expect that. I mean,
Yeah.
I would assume that, Mahomes jerseys and who else? Other people on the team.
Kelsey,
Kelsey Hill, guys like that are getting their
The coach.
jerseys. So, yeah, Andy Reid, triple XL, pullover. I just think that $123 million worth. I mean, so that must be. Here's my thing that's so funny about it. The $123 million must be their upped evaluation of how much those things would have cost.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that there was more money spent on it than $123 million. Because jerseys they sell in like China and stuff are like, what, $30, $25 a pop you see online sometime for those certain websites?
But they would have sold them as Super Bowl jerseys, and they would have sold them for $100-something. So they're probably taking appraised value of what those items probably would have went for on the market, and then
that's what they're
broke
saying,
that down.
123? Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, more money was probably spent on those items that were cheap. You know what I mean? Like, cheaper than that. They brought in those items and then upped the value. Oh, I guess that makes sense then. Because you're saying the value was up to the $123 million versus what was probably spent on them.
Yep. But
Yeah.
going back
Saying
to
that-
Zach's last part about the $5,000, what person spends $5,000 on Super Bowl tickets and doesn't actually get verified source? Like, why'd you go to joeschmo.com and bought Super Bowl tickets? I'm pretty sure those aren't legit.
or
I
just
would love
walking
to
down
know
the
that.
or just walking down the street.
I would
Like,
love to
scalpers
No
and
way.
shit?
No way there's no way I'd buy scalp tickets at the Super Bowl.
Some guys do that.
There's
I'm
no
sure
way.
they do. And I bet you they make a couple bucks on guys like that because I'm sure they had to pay to get them close to verified to what they looked like. I'm sure that. But here's my thing: I like to know who the heck, how many of them were faked. Like I'm sure you probably they're like, go to the box office, show these dear tickets. We got to make sure to see these again. So if someone's selling them on the street, we can grab them. I mean, you're probably selling these tickets like 3 blocks away. You're not selling them right out front of the stadium like they do in Twins games or wherever wherever you go.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea where that merchandise came from? Was it China?
I believe so. I
It
guess I
had
didn't
to have
look.
been. I mean,
You have
where
to
else would
think.
it come from,
Just
dog?
wondering.
I mean, where else? Where else are they made?
Vietnam, Malaysia.
Nike's
Oh,
and Nike's
Philippines.
almost a lot of the football stuff is Nike. They're very, very much linked up in China.
They got a couple things out there.
This is what we're trying to
Factory
stop.
or two.
This is what we're trying to stop. The IP,
Yep.
stealing of our IP,
Yep.
right?
Intellectual property, dog.
Yep. Well, that and our trademarks and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, you can't just be selling off fake stuff. Looks like.
I mean, I can go online right now and buy a jersey for any sport that looks legit. That's more than half price.
Yep.
It ships to me in 2 weeks, but I can wait for that if it's half price.
Sometimes even 2 months.
Yeah, whatever.
Showed up. But here's my thing. And I think about that too. It's like it's not it shouldn't be against the law for a person to buy something like that online.
It's
It
not.
should be, you know what I mean? But a lot of people are like, oh, it should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to buy that stuff online. I think you should. If someone's selling a product and I can buy it and you let it and it gets to me, it's not against the law that I received that product.
How do you
are the
know?
government to prove that was stolen merchandise. Granted, now we have things going forward with us with the IP that you have to, show intellectual property to prove that this is what the designs are. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that to
It's-
prove that you're stealing from this business.
Well, it's not up to the consumer.
Right. It's not my
It's up-
fault that that's out there
It's
for
up to
sale.
the seller. No, it should
Yes.
never be illegal for the consumer to be.
It's the same thing as with pirating stuff off of websites.
Well, I think that's different, actually.
I
mean,
don't
you're
agree.
you're actively participating, knowing that you're stealing that.
But here's my
Sure.
thing.
Those
I
movies.
keep saying that. But what I think is that you are not downloading that and keeping it as a file to use to download and then put on a disc and sell. You are watching a streamed or a downloaded version of it. Like, for example, on those websites I've watched before, I've watched movies on them. You're not stealing anything. You're watching something that was put online. That's all you're doing. That's not stealing. That's watching something online. If you were to download that file and keep that file, to have that file would be illegal in my opinion.
Sure.
But that's what I mean. So when it comes to that, it's buying a jersey, you have that property.
Yeah, the
which
di-
is should you know what I mean? But versus owning a actual physical copy of a file for a movie.
Well, yeah, I know. I
It's
get
the
that.
same type. It shouldn't be illegal. I'm not doing anything wrong. You need to get after those people who put it online illegally.
Yep.
How am I supposed to know that they did it illegally? It's not
I mean,
my job to prove they did that
But
illegally.
the thing is, you kind of do know that. You do know that watching this movie that came out last week, the only place you can watch that is in a theater. The only other place that you can get that from is Comcast or
I agree.
Amazon or something like that.
I
When you
agree.
buy
That-
merchandise online, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of retailers that are licensed by these sports leagues. So to know which one is actually licensed, who knows? But when you go to xyz.moviefileshare.com, you know that that's fucking fake site. You know you're going there to watch something that you're not supposed to be watching.
I know it's not Paramount.com posting their video online. I understand that. But it's not on me as a person who clicked on a link to see what was going through to that link. It's not on me as a consumer to say I clicked on that link. Well, I'm also at fault for the person who's also doing that. I should go to jail because I clicked on a link.
Yeah, I see.
Do you know what I mean? It's like close to the same thing.
It makes sense. But the NFL Player Awards were handed out, and there's a couple of big names that made the list here. The Pepsi Rookie of the Year was obviously the 49ers. Nick Bosa.
Solid. He's a beast.
I mean, a lot of these are pretty obvious. You know what I mean? There's a couple of them that are just like weird awards. They're just like, oh, cool. You know what I mean?
Like the Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award. Adrian Peterson won that one.
Wait, here's my What gives him the Sportsman of the Year award? Like, what did he do?
No idea.
Congratulations, you gave the most low fives. Sportsman award. Do you know what I mean?
You slapped the most coaches' butts.
Yeah, slapped the most ass. Good job, bud.
Good job, buddy.
Hell yeah.
The FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Year. The Air was obviously the Ravens' Lamar Jackson, and Ground was Derrick Henry from the Titans.
I mean, that's
Ground
debatable.
was Lamar Jackson. Oh wait, what?
It could be both. It could be both.
Yeah, dude, you know what? That award would have been great. You know what? FedEx would have gotten so much, publicity for that, being like, he won the Air and Ground award.
I mean, I would say Derrick Henry is a little debatable, but still, I mean, maybe Cook. I mean, maybe if he didn't miss a little extra time, I would still say that he is. Either way,
there's another one in there too.
Adam Jones,
Waldo Jones. His name was Arcia Jones.
The AP Defensive Player of the Year was the Patriots' Stephon Gilmore. The AP Offensive Player of the Year was Saints' Michael Thomas.
Obviously.
When was the last time a wide receiver won Offensive Player of the Year? Usually just like a running back or a quarterback,
Well, when you get the most catches in NFL history in a season, you probably should win.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was the case, I'm sure Johnson or Calvin Johnson was close. I'm sure at one point too.
Maybe. Yeah, and the Defensive Rookie of the Year was Nick Bosa, and the Offensive Rookie of the Year was Kyler Murray.
I mean, was there anyone better? I mean, let's be real. You look at the stats. I mean, it's not like anyone was better overall. Of course, a rookie quarterback is going to win it. He, started every game. He played every game, so it's kind of easy for a quarterback to win.
They also had the Comeback Player of the Year, Titans' Ryan Tannehill.
Everyone loves a good comeback story, right? Seabiscuit, the Mighty Ducks,
Robert Downey Jr., who
Rocky.
else? Yes.
Kim Kardashian.
Well,
in the video she gets cum on her back, I think.
That's where it's at.
It's a great clip.
The Assistant Coach of the Year was Ravens' Greg Roman.
Who?
And then the same team Coach of the Year was John Harbaugh.
Sure.
And then following up on the FedEx Air and Ground Player, the overall MVP was Lamar Jackson.
Sure.
I mean, obviously.
The fact that he could have won air and ground pretty much solidifies you as the MVP.
Word. I mean, he was the second unanimous MVP choice in the history of football.
Who's number one?
Tom Brady.
Ah.
So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he was the second overall to do it.
He's good.
He was great.
He's so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got some good quarterbacks coming up.
But now that the NFL season is over, football fans don't have to wait until August to watch their favorite sport. The XFL season launched on February 8th and will provide fans with a brand new football that could be even more exciting.
Oh, yeah, the XFL.
Man, I actually will tune in to watch the XFL. I really will.
100%.
I mean, what's going to make it more exciting?
I think one of the new rules is based off of NFL and XFL. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the XFL, you don't kick extra points. You go for extra points. So,
Correct.
for example, you keep your offense on the field. If you want 1 point, you go from the 2-yard line. If you want 2 points, you go from the 5-yard line. If you want to get 3 points, you go from the 10-yard line.
Correct.
And you can, at that point, make your touchdown a 9-point swing of a play. Mm-hmm. And that's awesome because here's my thing. When you're going after a play's done in the NFL, you go, oh, the play's done. Cool. They'll probably kick a field goal. Miss or make it, it's 1 point. Who cares? With the XFL, it could be a 3-point play.
Mm-hmm.
So they can do that and get the game closer than, at the end of the games. Going for 9 points versus going for 7 or 8 is a lot different. Mm-hmm. It's going to make the game a lot different, I think.
But on those extra point attempts, instead of kicks, they're doing the point systems.
Yeah.
If the other team intercepts or you fumble it and they score, they get the points that you were going for. So
Okay,
they
yeah.
could potentially get 3 points off of intercepting you and running it back, which obviously would probably be highly unlikely.
Sure. I mean, it happens a time or two, but I think that's the same in the NFL. If you do intercept or take a fumble back on when they're trying to go for 2, if you take a fumble or an interception back, you get 2 points.
Oh,
for
is
that.
it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how the rule goes there. But
Okay.
still, though, the chance for a 3-point play from the 10-yard line is awesome. If you can't convert 10 yards for a 3-point play, then you shouldn't be in the game anyway. I mean, really. How many different teams are there? I think there are 8, right? There are a bunch of cool names, actually. I kind of like them, but I'm having a hard time deciding who I want to root for. There's a lot of cool jerseys, a lot of cool different teams, a lot of different logos, I do like it, but I just don't know who I want to root for. What are the teams' names? Do you have them there?
Yeah.
What are they called?
So we have the Dallas Renegades, the
Yep.
DC Defenders, the Houston Roughnecks, the LA Wildcats, the New York Guardians, the St. Louis Battlehawks, the Seattle Dragons, the Tampa Bay Vipers, and Team 9.
Hell yeah, dog.
Shut up. There's seriously a name called Team 9?
I don't know. That's what it says.
Click on it.
Yeah, well, is the link? Click
What
on
if
that.
it
What does it say? We're not real sure yet.
It
but we're
is.
gonna
It
try
says
to-
unveils
shit.
Team 9. XFL unveils Team 9.
So
Team 9
let's
is
see
an
where they're
expansion team. We're
An
gonna get
extra
them an
squad.
team.
Arlington, Texas.
Stocked with players available to fill open roster spots on any team in the league at any time. So it's
Interesting.
It's like a
Practice
G
squad.
League.
A practice squad in a sense. Do they
Cool.
play anyone?
That's
Do they
pretty
play
cool.
Team 10 then? Or
I'm assuming they probably
Yeah, who do they play?
Yeah,
we
so
just
let's
play
see.
each other in a practice every single week.
It's a G League. It's the
Yeah.
G League.
I'm gonna tune into a couple of these games because there's a
Yeah.
couple of good
Do you guys wanna-
NFL style quarterbacks. I mean, Landry Jones is in it, and I think another quarterback from Ohio State was in it.
Cardale Jones.
Cardale Jones.
Yep.
Yep, there you go. He
All
was in it. I think that they had a draft and everything like that. I don't know if it really matters, but I will tune in and watch some of these games because I think that it's going to be a cool, different attempt at the football arena in a sense that they're going to try different rules
That the NFL won't do.
that the NFL doesn't have the balls to do.
Yep.
Sure.
They're too
Sure.
scared
So-
to do this because they want to keep the game pure. No, you need to advance the game to a point where it's about the fans. You need to keep the fans interested, and I think the XFL is going to bring forward rules that the NFL goes, oh, that's pretty smart. We like that. Fans like that. We're going to continue with those rules.
It's about the consumer.
Yeah,
The consumer.
exactly.
So
It's not what you like.
a really
it's
cool
the
thing. Love that. A big thing that's changed though in the XFL is overtime. Each team will alternate in a single play possession from the opponent's 5-yard line and is given 1 play to score. Each
Okay.
score is worth 2 points, and only the offense can score.
Smart.
The single play shootout will last for 5 rounds or until one team is mathematically eliminated from the other team's points.
3.
Yeah, pretty much.
So 3. What do you mean 3?
If the score, I don't know.
Well, if you win the first, it's 5 possessions, right? So if
Yeah.
you win the first 3, you're mathematically eliminated.
So
True.
it's like a shootout in a sense, like
Yep.
like hockey has. You make
Yep.
2, the other team doesn't make.
It doesn't
their first
even
2,
matter.
It doesn't
It's
matter. It's
just
over.
out of 5. And
So
if
you
get
technically
3,
could go 3, score 3, and stop 3 times. Game's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
What happens if it goes over that? They all do 5 and 5.
So if the score is tied after 5 rounds, then will continue until a winner is decided. If the defensive team commits a penalty at any point after the offense moves to the 1-yard line.
it just moves up to the 1.
Yeah. So
Better run it with Marshawn. You know what I'm saying?
if,
You know.
if another
ball.
penalty is made, the offense receives 2 points.
So if you do back-to-back penalties, the offense automatically gets the
Gets
2 points.
2 points.
What happens if the offense gets penalties?
See, if
Does it
the
say?
offensive team commits a pre-snap penalty,
Yep.
the team moves back to the subsequent yardage.
So if it's like a false start, it's 5 yards back from the 5-yard.
So if a post-snap penalty occurs, the play is dead and no score is given.
so it just automatically you don't get the ball anymore, or it just moves you back. So say for example, this ball starts on the 5. You said.
Yes.
So if it's a false start is 5 yards. False start, you just move back 5 yards.
No, it sounds like it's over and you lost your play.
Yes, you lost your chance,
Oh.
your
Yeah.
round at it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, it's
So
kind of
if
like
you-
it is like hockey. Then if
That's
you miss,
super.
if you mess up with your puck handling, you don't get a shot off. You don't get a
Or
shot
if
off.
you go backwards.
Or if you go back, you don't get a
Yeah,
shot off,
that's-
dog.
that's high pressure
against-
right there.
And you know what? On the road, that will definitely take a toll if the fans are there getting loud. I mean, it could definitely jump you off and mess you up. I like that. I do not like the overtime rules that the NFL has. It's boring. It is so boring. Granted, they are moving forward with we're not giving the team who won the kick or won the coin flip the ball. We're giving everyone a chance to win. But I mean, I understand the giving everyone a chance rule. But then why not do it for touchdowns? I mean, there's a lot of, at least in the playoffs, there's a lot of teams that get the ball, go down and score a touchdown, and your offense doesn't even get a chance to go. I mean, just think of it. if one of the teams that has the best offense, like the Chiefs, who have one of the best offenses in the NFL, never got a chance to possess the ball in overtime, I'd be so mad. As an NFL fan, I'd be mad because they need a chance to possess the ball because they will score on whoever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They should also get a chance to possess it.
100% think so, yeah.
I like this NFL or this XFL. I think they're going in the right way with it. They obviously, I think, have signed on for a 3-year deal with all these different, or 2-year, I think for sure. They have 2 years set up. Pat McAfee's going to be doing a lot of sideline reporting. I saw on his podcast he was talking about it. He's super pumped about the XFL. So, I mean, if they can get some of these things, I think they're also signed on to have games on CBS and Fox.
Nice.
I don't know about NBC. I do know that CBS and Fox for sure. So that's nice to know that they'll be on Fox. I can just tune in because I don't have regular cable at the house.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just watch a lot of Netflix and Disney Plus and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
The wife and I chill
There's
at
a
home.
couple of clock rules that as well that are changing.
What is it?
It's the running clock or running game clock. Unlike the NFL, when a pass is incomplete or the play goes out of bounds, the game clock will start once the ball is spotted.
So when they
So
put it on the
college
ground.
rules, isn't it?
So college
No.
rules are a little different. When the ball's incomplete, they stop the clock regardless.
Yep.
You're thinking first downs.
Until it's
Correct.
hyped.
Yep.
Yes. I
So it'll
do
be like
that.
first downs all the time
So the clock just stops.
until the ball is spotted by the referee, and it's like, all right, time to play. Then the clock will start back up regardless.
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that.
Mhm.
Granted, the games won't be high scoring because you know what gets. You want to know why NCAA games are like 50 to 72 because the clock is stopped at every first down. That takes seriously 15 seconds for them to grab the ball from whoever, spot it, set it down, get whatever going. They seriously had so much time to the clock in the NCAA to set the ball down and get going.
Yeah, that's why the XFL is going away from the NFL's 40-second play clock to a 25-second play clock.
Oh,
which will speed the game up tremendously.
Okay. And that's the thing. If you want to get so I know that in a sense that when the NFL has a rule where it's like 25 seconds and like 45 seconds, because I do know that like the first down you get 25 seconds to get your second down off. In third down you get 25 seconds. Then at like the fourth down you get to run the clock off for like 40 seconds or something crazy like that. I'm like, why? Because you probably have to switch, obviously, punt, special teams and offense, whatever. I get that. But you shouldn't get extra time to do that. Here's the deal. We got third down, boys. Be ready to go here.
Right.
We're on the sideline. I'm sick of this. Oh, I guess I better think about it for 20 extra seconds if I want to kick the ball on 3rd and 12. Ooh, I guess so. Well, give me a second here. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. We better go run off. Yeah, you better go punt that thing. Yeah, we're going to fake it, though, because against the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings don't know shit. Yeah, fake it against them. They're never ready for that. Yeah.
What else?
Another rule change or difference between the NFL and XFL is the coaches' challenges. No challenges will be allowed for coaches.
See, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I don't like that at all.
What are the other? What's the kicker on that though? There has to be a kicker.
All replay decisions are determined by officials.
I know, but I don't
Okay.
like that at all.
No,
Okay.
I
So
why not?
Any questionable play?
There's no challenge. I'm assuming they'll take a look at it all the time.
See, the one thing I do like about the NFL is that they replay all touchdowns and they replay all turnovers. So
Yep.
whether or not they call it a turnover or a touchdown, I'm never upset when they call it that because they obviously are going to look at it.
You can't leave certain plays up to officials. They're just not in the right spot.
Especially not experienced pro referees. I mean,
That
these
too.
guys aren't going to be your Ed Hockleys and your other guys who are NFL
True.
pros.
I'm sure
Very
they'll have a
true.
lot of experience.
So,
but
I agree.
So
They're
with the
obviously paid, so they'll be good.
The XFL Sky Judge watches over the game and can correct any egregious or obvious error that may have a significant impact on the game's outcome in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or in overtime.
So give me a second here. I got to figure this out. They have a guy who's sitting at a camera looking at everything going, this is what's up. And then if there's anything he has a question, he just goes, wait, hold on. I'm looking at this.
but only in the last 5 minutes of the game or in overtime.
Yes.
So a coach can't challenge anything, and then basically replays come from the box, but only in the last 5 minutes of the game and in overtime.
See,
I
that'll
don't
change.
like it.
That'll change.
No,
like
no,
it.
it
That
didn't
will
say
change.
that only. The Sky Judge is the only thing in the last 5 minutes. The officials can still call for
No, right.
reviews.
I know, but But again, only the officials can call it,
Yeah.
or last 5 minutes of the game.
I really do like this. This is kind of cool because
Yeah.
I have no idea about any of these rules. You have this rule book in front of you here that you're reading. I really
Yeah.
do like hearing these. These are kind of cool.
So the last two that are pretty big here is the double forward pass. A team can complete a forward pass behind the line of scrimmage, then throw a second forward pass, barring the football has not crossed the line of scrimmage before.
which is fine.
And then
cool
sideline
with that.
catches. If a player secures control of the football and gets 1 foot down,
Wait,
it's
what?
a catch.
So you're saying that if I make a complete pass prior to the line of scrimmage, I can then throw again forward?
Yes. When
was that ever going to happen?
Well, here's the thing.
Throw it out to a wide receiver that's 2 feet up, but still behind the line of scrimmage. Then he throws the ball farther down the field to another wide receiver.
The only thing
that's the only time I can think of that would really happen.
The only time I think this will really come into play that really will matter is the backwards lateral play. If you could forward pass it, so like a kickoff, right? I don't know how they're doing the kickoff rules. Their rules are crazy. But say the kickoff, you have to throw it backwards. You know what I mean? Equal or backwards, but you can't throw it again then forward.
This has nothing to do with the kickoff.
But I'm saying if it did, that'd be sweet. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
Like that Titans play, they threw the ball laterally to Dyson, and he just ran it back. It looked like he threw it forward. I think where you catch that dang thing, if you want to throw it forward from there, you should get one more pass from there, but you can't move like an ultimate frisbee type thing.
Frisbee, plant those feet.
Hell yeah, let's go. You can only throw it from right here. Just chuck that.
You get three steps.
But here's the thing. It would happen in the sense of when you do like a wide receiver screen.
A screen. Yeah, I could see that.
Where you throw it a little bit forward, and then you have the other wide receiver doing a little bit of a
then
post.
He steps back a couple of steps, then launches it.
He throws a post to the post route. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fine. All right. We got that.
It makes sense, yeah, for sure. I like it.
And then what was that last thing you read again?
And then 1 foot down, college rules. Which
on
aren't
the
college
sideline. End zone would be different.
Well,
What,
end
is
zones
it?
have sidelines, don't they?
They have out of bounds.
Oh, God.
What?
The end zone has out of bounds. They do not have sidelines.
Let's take a peek.
So, for example,
Wow.
would you
Okay,
consider
whatever.
the baseline and the sideline the same thing? No. One's a baseline and one's a sideline. In
Yeah,
basketball.
but rules still apply.
If a player secures control of the football and gets 1 foot in bounds, it will be considered a catch.
Yeah, whether it's the
That's
sideline
the
or the end
rule
zone,
then.
same
Okay.
thing.
Which is
That's
fine.
In
Yeah.
bounds.
I'm just wanting to know that because out of bounds in the end zone is different than the sideline because it's not the same thing.
For sure. But going from football to basketball, there have been a lot of movement in the NBA and a lot of trade rumors. Sammer,
yeah.
what's the biggest blockbuster trade you've seen so far?
The biggest one's got to be the 4-team, 12-player.
Agreed. Oh, yeah.
What was that all about?
It was huge.
So Houston gets Rocco. If for those who aren't familiar with that, that is Robert Covington. Atlanta ends up with Clint Capella and Nene. Minnesota receives Malik Beasley. I don't even know how to say this dude's name.
Sound it out.
Herga Gomez. Okay. Evan Turner and Atlanta's first-round pick via the Nets, and Denver ends up with Gerald Green and Houston's first-round pick. Now, on top of that, there's some other players that are included in the trade. Those are just kind of more of the key elements of the trade.
Got to be 12.
Yep. Bates Diop from the Wolves goes to Denver, while Jordan Bell from the Minnesota Timberwolves and a second-round pick is headed to Houston.
Okay.
And on top of that, Denver's Gerald Vanderbilt is on his way to Minnesota, and Jordan Bell, again, like I mentioned, on to Houston. Minnesota's Noah Vonleh goes to the Nuggets. Minnesota also trades away Shabazz Napier to Denver. And so just I don't even know where to keep it straight. There's so many guys and moving around in this trade.
14 trade. Those are hilarious to me. There's so many guys moving.
They were saying it's like one of the biggest trades since they sent like David Robinson to the Knicks or something. I don't even remember what they said back in like
Robinson
the 90s.
Only played for the Spurs, I thought.
Okay, bro. Okay. They were saying it's like one of the biggest trades that there has been since the late 90s.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I believe it. And I think the Timberwolves orchestrated this trade, did they not? They were the ones running point on this trade. They were trying to get all the pieces moving because they were trying to move assets, move contracts for future possibilities, right? I think that's what their thing was. I think Atlanta was obviously looking for a center.
Two of them.
Right? I think that the Rockets were looking to run a starting five of no more than 6'7".
Well, that's all. I was going to bring that up. Three things that I'm taking from this trade.
What's up?
Okay, Houston gives up their big men, so they're going to start PJ Tucker at 6'7" at center.
Whew.
Best center in the league, right there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with that.
Best shoe game.
Minnesota trades away Rocco
Sure.
for a bunch of small pieces. I mean, nothing worthwhile. And
to fill their roster that they just slashed.
Yep.
And included in some other trades that happened, I think that Atlanta now has a ton of players.
More than 15?
No, there's a couple teams that have more than their slotted roster.
Unless they didn't have those guys before. They could send guys to the G League. I guess I'm not too sure how that works. I mean, when a team dumps 7... I'm just kidding. When a team jumped... I think we dumped, 6 guys? I mean, you got to figure Rocco. We had Napier. We had Noah Vonleh. We had there are three other guys.
That's kind of what we gave up.
I'm saying,
Jordan Bell.
And there's 2 other dudes. When we're slashing that roster to get those guys off our team to 3 other teams, and one of those teams is taking on most of those players. I mean, granted, we did take on a lot of players from the Nuggets, but the Nuggets weren't taking on that many players, were they? I think they only took in like 1 or 2, I think.
Well, I mean, we also got rid of Gorgie.
Yeah. Who traded? Who did we trade him to?
We traded him.
I think it was Memphis.
We included him in the Miami-Memphis deal.
Miami-Memphis. That's right.
And we got James Johnson. All right, next big trade. Memphis agreed to send Andre Iguodala to Miami.
There it is.
He signed a 2-year, $30 million extension with Miami. Justice Winslow was also a part of that package, headed to Memphis.
Okay.
That's kind of the headliners from that. There might have been some other players included, but that's kind of the big piece of that one. So some other players involved in that were Deion Waiters and Jay Crowder.
That's right, from Memphis. That's right. That's a big deal there.
No picks in that one, though.
Which is funny nowadays when you don't when you're doing trades without picks. It's kind of like, oh, why would you even trade then? You know.
So on to the next. The Clippers, Knicks, and Wizards also agreed to a three-team trade.
Dang.
That will land Marcus Morris and Isaiah Thomas with the Clippers. Jerome Robinson will join the Wizards, and Mo Harkless and a 2020 first-round pick will go to the Knicks.
Okay, because I didn't know that Morris wanted to stay with the Knicks. He had said that this is where I signed. You know, this is where I want to be. But let's be real. When you're going to the Clippers, you're obviously going to be in the playoffs. You're going to have a lot more fun there. I think he signed a 2-year deal, so he's got, I don't know if it's a player option after the first year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Signing with New York, you know, you're obviously getting your option. Going to the Knicks, going from the Knicks to the Clippers.
Oh, it's solid. No, I mean, that's a great pickup.
He's going to enjoy
solid.
that.
Dude, he's solid.
It's a win-win for him and the team he's going to.
I want him on our team, too. So
I like
good
the
for
Morris
them.
boys. They're ballers,
both
dude.
of them. I want both on our team.
I enjoyed watching them play.
All right, Philadelphia also acquired Golden State's Glenn Robinson and Alec Burks.
Alec Burks.
So the Sixers are sending the Warriors a 2020 second-round pick via Dallas and a 2021 second-round pick via Denver. And a 2022 second-round pick via Toronto. Also want to add that Andre Drummond is on his way to the Cavaliers.
For love?
No.
What?
No.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
For nickels and dimes, not much.
Really?
Yep.
He said he wanted to stay in Detroit.
Well, he was saying that there ain't no loyalty. Ain't no loyalty.
I'd be so
or no
mad
friends.
if I was him. Not that Cleveland sucks.
Well,
but
he's got 1 year left.
Cleveland kind of sucks.
Well, yeah. I mean, talk about a solid big three, like big three in Cleveland now, though.
What's
Drummond,
the big
Love,
three?
and Tristan Thompson. I mean, talk about.
Well, didn't Tristan Thompson want out?
What?
Did he not get traded?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That literally is a good quote there. I like your style. A legit big three.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, big dudes.
K-Love is definitely running the 3 now.
Yeah, right? Pretty much. I mean, not that K-Love's big, but, you know.
Do me something here. Who do you sit out of those 3 to play the power forward center? I mean, who do you sit?
Tristan Thompson.
Naturally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that they obviously all get – oh, man. When you go up against Houston, you guys better dominate. Because no one's going to be able to do anything against you guys being big boys.
Well, now that Zach's back here.
Do you see the picture of him on stilts, that meme?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, PJ Tucker?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Over his boy. They're trying to play defense. That's hilarious.
They got PJ Tucker with the stilts on.
And on to the biggest trade of the deadline today.
I'm energized, baby.
Biggest trade of the day.
I'm pumped.
Golden State has agreed to trade D'Angelo Russell to Minnesota for a deal that includes Andrew Wiggins, a 2021 protected first-round pick, and a 2021 second-round pick.
Huge.
So Timberwolves will also receive Jacob Evans and Omari Spellman as part of the deal.
They want to make Towns happy. They had to make him happy. If not, this offseason, he would want to leave.
Yeah.
They had to bring in D'Lo, and I think that's going to also get him going. Hopefully Ryan Saunders can get this thing moving because I'm pretty pumped. I'm energized about what was happening. I mean, I've had a lot of excitement recently about the Timberwolves, but it's been potential excitement between the getting number 1 pick, getting Towns, bringing in Tibbs, bringing in Butler, bringing all these different things that have happened over the last 5 years. Has been potential excitement. Now I think this is really it. We got 2 max deals. A couple of guys that are 24 years old that want to play together, want to be together. Let's see how they do on the floor first, obviously. But I like a bold prediction. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know about bold prediction. They're not going to make the playoffs next year or anything unless we pick up somebody in the offseason or do something else. I have no idea. Or we pick the next LeBron James.
Because you got to figure that at the end of the day, they have
pair
young
up,
guys.
They pair up better.
Yes.
So D'Lo and Towns pair up better on the floor than Wiggins and Towns did.
Yep.
Because D'Lo can create, he can shoot,
right?
Right. Which Wiggins didn't really create. I mean, he went out and let's be honest, he's having his best season he's probably ever had.
Right, 20+ points, whatever.
But they just don't pair. They don't pair together well.
No, and he's not a ball handler. D'Angelo Russell is a ball handler. He has been a point guard his whole life. Wiggins has never been I manage the basketball and I run an offense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
D'Lo was that at Ohio State. He's been that way with the Lakers. He was that way with the Nets when he was bringing them to the playoffs, being an all-star. Wiggins has never been that. This first year of him running the floor with the basketball, coming in, he's never had to do that before.
Mm-hmm.
He came into the pros as a guy who has super athletic freak ability and can play defense. Well, the problem is that he hasn't really shown his athletic ability because he's too afraid to drive the basketball or handle it. He doesn't play defense anymore.
Yeah.
So what was the scouting report even for? He can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. I'm just excited again, and I really look forward to see what D'Lo and Towns can do together. I think that they're excited. I know Towns is going to be excited. He's been quiet online on his social media accounts. But
has to.
I know. Oh, for sure. Because it's not guaranteed because you have to pass physicals, do a lot of other different stuff.
It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. But he
can't go out there and be like, yeah, so sick. I got D'Lo on my team. He can't be like, screw Wiggins.
Yep.
He can't be like that. He still has to kind of be quiet about it.
Wasn't very quiet when he was like putting jerseys on Devin Booker and posting that on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
He was trying to lure more than anything.
Well, of course, but he's not luring a guy who's on a 4-year contract for the Suns.
I know, but he can't go out there and say like, "Ha, fuck you, Wiggins. Finally got who I wanted. You sucked."
Yeah, that's true.
In that picture, he wasn't saying anything about anybody else. All he was saying is like, "Man,
how cool would that be,
Booker
dog?
Would be sick.
You gotta be pretty sick, dog."
Yeah, right.
That's true.
I mean, just think if we didn't blow up if Tibbs didn't blow up our fucking team.
Oh.
Just think if we would have made this trade for Andrew Wiggins for D'Lo and we had D'Lo, Zach LaVine, and Towns.
I thought about that. I was talking to my buddy when we were talking about the other stuff. I said, "Look, think of it this way: we moved LaVine and Dunn and Lauri Markkanen for Jimmy Butler. You gotta look at it that way. For Jimmy Butler." And then we moved Jimmy Butler for Rocco and the other Spaniard guy and a pick. Then we ended up moving all those guys away, and then we ended up getting Culver and
Bates Diop.
Yeah,
is it Bates Diop?
I think that's who the pick was.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then now we ended up moving in for Culver, and that's all we got out of the whole thing.
Yeah,
so
garbage.
So at the end of the day, we moved away Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, and Lauri Markkanen for nobody.
Yeah, let's just say. Everyone said that they were so happy that we got Tibbs. It's the greatest coach. It's the best thing we ever could have got. I mean, I was not happy. I would rather have Mark Jackson. End of story.
Yes, I was ready for that as well.
And that's your sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We come to you live now with the Port Report. Gaber, what do you have for us?
A San Francisco bank robber walked into a Bank of America branch and wrote, quote, "This is IZ, a stick-up, STIKKUP. Put all your money, MUNY, in this bag, BG." End quote.
Oh, my damn. Come on now.
But then...
That's too funny.
But then he panicked that someone might have seen him write the note and would have called the cops. He walked out, crossed the road to a Wells Fargo bank, and walked up to the teller with the note. She told him she couldn't possibly accept his stick-up note because it was written on a Bank of America deposit slip. And that he would need to have to fill out a Wells Fargo deposit slip or go back to Bank of America. Defeated, he said okay and left. She called the cops, who found him in the lobby at the Bank of America across the street.
Back at the bank again?
He originally went to Bank of America and got scared to rob that bank, so he went across the street, and she said no, so he went back across the street to Bank of America, where he originally started, and that's where the cops found him.
My gosh.
The people at the bank were like, was this person about 4 foot tall?
The ball's on the person at Wells Fargo, though. Be like, yeah, you're going to go ahead and have to fill out one of ours or go back to that bank because we don't accept these here. He'd be like, oh, I'm real sorry about that. I'm going to go back over to Bank of America.
And you might want to spell check this, if you're going to fill out one of our Wells Fargo ones.
We only accept stick-up notes that are spelled correctly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. This is not an account with us. Are you sure?
You're sick?
Is it pronounced sick-up, sir?
Mr. Sickup.
Oh, Mr. Sickup. I'm sorry. We do not accept your note. Please go across the street.
Is Monet your first name? Monet Stikup? There it is. We got it. Got to figure it out.
Sounds about right.
A gun-toting robber in Colorado Springs demanded cash from a corner store. When the clerk followed his demand, the robber then demanded a bottle of scotch from behind the counter on the shelf. The clerk refused because he didn't believe the thief was over 21. The robber insisted he was, but the clerk still refused.
Sure.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I swear I am. I really am. I swear. You see these couple of peach hairs here? I'm 21. I'm
Fed
21.
Fed up, the robber showed his driver's license to prove he was of age.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Oh, I should have guessed that. I should. Oh my
gosh.
I can't believe he did that. Come on, dog.
The bottle of scotch went in the bag and the robber fled. But the police arrested him 2 hours later when the clerk gave up the name and address of the robber from the license.
I swear I didn't have none of that there. Alcohol I stole from... I shouldn't have said that.
The bottle was found unopened on the table next to a glass filled with ice.
Oh, he didn't get to have any of it?
Must have just got home and sat down.
Damn.
Oh, he's probably like, whew, that was a close one.
Do you believe this guy asked me to prove that I was 21 in order to steal this bottle of whiskey?
Like, baby, you can't believe this guy asked here for my license here, and I showed him, but he gave it right to me. You can't believe that? That's all it takes nowadays. Just show him your license, they'll get you right there.
Like,
Good.
Who's that at the door?
You're not welcome here.
A man went into a bank, pulled a gun, announced a robbery, and pulled a brown paper bag over his face as a mask, but only then realized he'd forgotten to cut eye holes in the bag.
I can't see. It's dark. It's dark. Oh, no.
Shirley, you forgot to cut the holes.
Oh, dang it, Cletus. I can't believe we forgot to cut the holes in this dang thing.
Oh, yeah, from now on, you ain't getting nothing from me and mines.
Why do we always make those sounds like they're rednecks? You know what I mean? They can't be normal
well,
people.
no, that's from Django when they're sleeping in the valley and everybody's complaining about the eye holes. I can't see nothing in these. One of the guys is pissed in the background. He's like, my wife spent hours cutting these out for y'all tonight. Y'all ain't grateful for nothing. From now on, don't ask nothing of me and mine.
See, of course, it's a southern drawl, you know, like,
Whatever it's
y'all
from.
ain't no happy little boys. Don't figure nothing else out. I don't know why, but whenever I think of something stupid, I always come up with some redneck. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it sounds.
Oh, because rednecks can pull that stuff off.
Oh, that's just how they sound. Stupid sounds redneck.
A bank robber was left behind at the scene of the crime when the getaway driver panicked and drove off. Thinking on his feet, he attempted to steal a nearby car, but discovered it was an unmarked police car with 2 cops inside.
Oh, no.
Dude, so many robberies.
Yeah.
Dude, you would think that there wouldn't be that many with this many people, but at the end of the day, you hear what they did and you think, well,
I know
the type of people who would kick
right?
God.
And that's the Port Report.
If you have a story you'd like us to share, head on over to Facebook and Twitter and start your message with the Port Report. But now, for the time you've all been waiting for, our draft segment. So after going over it, who won online? Did you guys tally up the votes?
I did see some votes. I voted for a couple people online. I was not involved last week. Who won?
Gaber won.
All right,
Gabe won?
Gabe
Dang it,
won.
Gabe.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
Unbiased
All right,
pick here.
so-
picks Gaber.
So Gabe will get the first pick, and then by age, Sam will get the next pick, followed by Nate, and Big Zig will finish up the top 4.
Oh, crap. I don't want
So, Gaber, go ahead and spin that wheel again.
All right, cool.
All right. Top of this week is Best Superhero. Boom, 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 boom. We'll give the boys a minute to look it over. In the meantime,
This podcast is sponsored by Mini Mart. Check out their Minnesota-themed gifts and Minnesota apparel. Go ahead and enter in Portside Boys at checkout and get 20% off. That's minimart.com. MINNYMART.com. Mini Mart, Minnesota everything.
all right. So the first person drafting today is going to be Gaber. Gaber, what do you got for the number 1 overall pick over there, kiddo?
Captain America.
Captain
That's a
America.
great choice.
I knew that was going to come out. I didn't even write it on my list because I knew that's going to be gone.
Yeah, you didn't have a
got me.
shot at him.
You got me good. All right, Captain America. I better write her down so I don't remember to go, hey, I got Captain America.
How about Sammer?
I'm going to have to go with Iron Man.
Dang it. That's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
Even though, I guess, I mean, is he a superhero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman
I
a superhero?
Technically.
Okay, fine. All right, just checking. You know, I didn't know if you needed to be a meta-human
Yeah,
or
that's
if you know, could just strap on a suit and you become awesome.
You know, I'm going to mix it up here. I'm a Marvel guy. I like Marvel through and through.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Superman. Strongest, best of all the heroes in the history of ever.
What?
Ever. The best hero ever.
Well, he's
It's
invincible.
not a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. Yeah, you heard it.
You heard it.
And so forth.
You heard
I don't remember all of it, but you know. I feel confident.
I'm going to have to go with, to finish up the first round, my pick is going to be Deadpool.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just because of Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that's for sure. I definitely believe that.
I had him on the back burner, you know, just in case we got towards the end and I needed to throw something out there.
For sure.
But
Man, that's a
now
solid
I
choice,
know.
though.
Right?
I like your style. All right, what do we got for the first round?
So Gaber started us off with Captain America, Sam had Iron Man, Nate had Superman, and Zach finished up the first round with Deadpool. So the second round, I'm going to go my God of Thunder, Thor.
Oh, damn you. I wanted Thor. That was seriously, I had it written down right here. Iron Man, which is gone. Superman, Thor. I guess I have to go with my next boy here. Doctor Strange.
No!
I was going to go with that too,
Doctor
actually.
Strange,
dog.
dang.
Dude, master of the stuff and the wizardry and the... Oh, man. He is a mystery in of itself. I tell you what. Woo, he's a doctor. He's not
straight.
Mister. He's not whatever. He's Doctor. Doctor Strange.
Dude, I was going to go with Doctor Strange next, 100%. One of the
balling,
reasons
dog.
why is I think in the movie,
Yeah.
his
movie
under,
or the
well, I
his
would just
movie?
say, okay, fine, all of his appearances,
Okay,
technically,
sure.
that we've seen in modern.
Yeah, Benedict
Movies versus
Benedict
comics.
Cumbersnatch. Yep.
For some reason, I think he underutilizes his powers.
He does. I know.
I
He
think
literally could have put Thanos in a falling thing forever.
Yep.
Why
Yep.
didn't you just do that the first time you met him, bro?
Don't even start.
Like,
with
you
that.
put
There's
Loki
a
in
lot
that.
of stuff
You put
can
Loki
do.
in that. Why didn't you do
Within
that
2
to
seconds.
Thanos?
there's a lot
There's
of
a lot
plot
of
holes
stuff you
like
can
that.
do. Yep.
Mhm,
There's a
for
lot
sure.
of plot holes, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange because he's baller.
Yep. It's a great choice.
I got a strong man, and now I got myself a little man of the mystic arts. I'm good to go now. I got a solid squad here. We're rolling.
I'd say
We're
so.
rolling. Here we
Sammer,
go.
you're round 2 pick, bud.
Bro, I don't got anything.
Right. Because there's only those 6 superheroes.
And that's your draft.
All right, so Gaber had Captain America, Sam had Iron Man, Nate had Doctor Strange and Superman,
go ahead and vote online.
and Zach had Deadpool and Thor.
Oh, dude, but seriously though, Thor was my man.
I know. I can't believe no one took it first round.
Would you all have taken Superman if I didn't take him? Were you all thinking
That was going to be
Marvel?
my
It's
pick
not
right
even on
there,
my list.
Superman.
Okay,
Yep,
all right.
number 1 pick.
He's just the best.
Got to. Sam, what do you got for your round 2 pick? He's doing some
I'm going to do Batman.
Batman. Which Batman?
If you had to choose one, yeah, which one?
If you had to pick one.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I do
It
like
is.
that. It doesn't matter. You get Batman, but
Mine was-
which of the Batmans would you choose if you had to choose one?
Maybe Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, really?
Maybe.
I do like that. Not the Lego Batman, because he's bald, baby.
Not Will Arnett.
Not Will Arnett. He's killing it.
I'm Batman. Because I'm a bad man.
All right, Gaber, to finish up the second round, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with my swinging man, Spider-Man.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
strong. That's
All
strong. That's one of the
Spider-Man.
favorites.
All
out
right.
there, I
That's
think.
really good. So our second round, we had Zach starting off with Thor. Nate came in with Doctor Strange. Sam had Batman, and Gabe finished up with Webmaster Spider-Man.
I like it.
So go ahead and start the third round off. Gabriel, what do you got for us?
For my third round pick, I'm going to go with Johnny from Fantastic Four, also known as the Human Torch.
The Human Torch.
Okay.
Good choice, gamer. I like that one.
He's handsome.
Just because the actor, that's it.
Hubba hubba.
Yeah, Chris.
Nice. I see your team here.
That's good stuff. All right.
I'm going to go.
Hold on.
Oh, my God.
That's a great one. Superman one's always good with that. Tobey Maguire. Sammer, what's your third round pick?
I'm going to go with Hulk.
Oh,
Damn it.
You look at my list here. Hulk is the last one written down here. Hulk.
I'm going to go with the Mark Ruffalo Hulk.
All right, Nate, what do you got for your third round?
Oh, man, now that Hulk's gone, I don't really know. I lost out on Lou Ferrigno and Mark Ruffalo. I guess I don't really know. You know what? I got to go. Oh, man, I got the strong man. I got the man who will beat all of yours in any of the lists.
Yep.
Prove it.
I guess I don't really
You're
know.
missing Vin Diesel on there.
Vin Diesel as a superhero? Dude, Baby Groot's the truth. So I only got one more pick after me here.
Which is me.
I only got you after me. So
Yep.
I'm going to talk this out a little bit.
What do you got?
I know I got a shot clock here.
Yep.
But I'm going to talk it out. See, I do like Black Panther.
All right, that's
I
a great
do
pick.
enjoy that because he is technologically advanced with that
Vibranium,
thing,
you couldn't even fucking name
Thanks,
it.
brother. He's so angry. So I got that.
Wakanda.
Your third round pick, Nate. What do you-
I got that. I also got. See, we're also going space mission now. I like Star-Lord.
Yeah.
I like
All
Star-Lord.
right.
He's
Got it.
handsome.
Love it.
Oh, he's handsome. I might even go with a woman here. Captain Marvel's pretty legit.
Or Wonder Woman.
Wonder
I
Woman's
go with-
pretty legit too.
Yeah,
Word.
for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
Man, there's a
Ant-Man.
lot of salt. Ant-Man is seriously the only reason why Endgame works. That's how it works.
True.
So I gotta be honest with you, Nate, to make the decision maybe a little bit easier or
Sure. What you
harder,
got?
right?
Oh, a little harder. Sure. What do you got?
You named who I'm gonna pick. In that list of all those names, I'm gonna pick one of those names.
Oh, are you gonna go with the chick? I think
Yeah,
I'm the one
he
that's
is.
Who knows what I'm gonna do? I'm just letting you know that out of the names you were bullshitting back and forth with me,
Deadpool.
you named what I'm gonna pick.
Deadpool, Thor, and Captain Marvel. Oh, he didn't show any face when I said that, so it wasn't her. You know what? I'm a big fan of Chris Pratt. I'm going Star-Lord, baby.
Star-Lord.
I love
That's a
him.
great
He's so,
pick.
he's so
All
much
right.
fun. Man.
All right.
Big fan.
For sure, absolutely. That was a great pick for your third round. I'm gonna finish up the draft here.
Groot.
No, so I'm
I
gonna
didn't say
go
Groot.
with Wolverine.
Okay.
You mentioned
Okay.
him. I was
Okay.
like, I'm going with Wolverine.
Nice.
So our best superhero draft, in our opinions, or I guess what was left on the board,
Right?
because other people liked him too. Gabriel, what'd you have?
Captain America, Spider-Man, and Human Torch from the Fantastic Four.
Nice.
dog.
Nice.
This is-
I like it.
Nice. All right. I went with Iron Man, Batman, and Hulk.
That's a solid squad. Lots of
Solid.
smart guys in that team
Solid.
there. Seriously, a lot of rich, smart guys.
That's pretty much why I went with them.
Their superpowers and money. I went with the best superhero of the history of superheroes, Superman, master of the arts, Doctor Strange. And I went with the handsome, deviling, always good Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
Solid.
Handsome.
Loved it.
Great
I,
list.
I had my round one pick of Deadpool. Then I went with Thor, and I finished it up with Wolverine.
I mean, you definitely have some of the ugliest ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Except for
Did you see
Thor.
Deadpool?
God, he's
I mean,
handsome.
yeah.
No, wait,
Did
are we
you see
talking Thor from
Endgame?
Endgame?
Did you see Endgame?
Because he's matching my
Yeah.
my physique
Yeah.
and that.
He still looks better.
Round or what?
Yeah, you seen it.
I mean, it definitely averages your group out to about a 6.
So that's what I do with my group. Yeah, like Thor and Wolverine in their prime in their movies look great. Let's be real here.
Thor
The
was
six-packs
definitely
and
my top
The scene
tier.
with Wolverine when he comes out of the water and he's got his brand new retractable knives. I mean, whatever he has.
We'll call him Claus.
That's all I had.
But yeah, I think that's a good pick. I do know that Thor was on my list, Iron Man was on my list, and Hulk was also on my list. So Sam swiped a couple of my guys. I think.
Oh, you swiped Doctor Strange. That was going to be my
I
number
think
2.
Doctor Strange would beat both them in a fight.
And
so.
you picked Superman right before me.
You know, I know you'd say that Superman, greatest,
Sure.
superhero of all time, but
Yeah.
honestly, on that list, technically, with the skills that they can possess,
Sure.
Doctor Strange is probably the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does. He does have the abilities that will definitely.
Kill every single person on that list.
He definitely could. I
Yeah.
think he's the strongest with what he can do. I do know that when they say, I've heard on the list before, when we were talking superheroes, I heard that Captain Marvel is the strongest. We're also missing out on a couple big ones here. I mean, Scarlet Witch is one. She was one who was actually listed by Kevin Feige, who's the Marvel guy, as the strongest person in the Marvel series.
Sure.
And I do know that there's a lot of them out there. I mean, there's a lot we missed out on with those two, and I mean, you just go down the list. There's
seriously, there's so many. There's the Flash,
Wonder
Woman didn't come off the board.
Huge ones of Wonder Woman,
Daredevil, Rogue.
Well, Daredevil's not bad. Rogue's
Storm,
all right. Yeah,
the
those
Black
are X-Men.
Panther. We talked about that
Black
one.
Panther's a big one, I think.
Punisher, which not really a superhero.
Sure.
Green Lantern, Professor X.
Professor X is a big one. Magneto,
Yeah, Silver
if you
Surfer,
know
which
Silver Surfer, I
the
guess.
Venom from Spider-Man series. Aquaman. I mean, you can't get away from the Dolphins.
Judge Dredd,
Iceman.
Dr. Manhattan. Throw those people in there as well.
Definitely.
That dude is legit.
Make sure to head on over to the Portside Boys on Facebook and Twitter and vote for who you think had the best draft. The winner will get the first overall pick next week, and hopefully it's not going to be Gaber for the third time in a row.
Oh,
Come on, seriously.
If you have a topic you'd like to see added to our magnificent wheel, be sure to stop by Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and start your message with draft topic.
Okay, guys, I got one. Would you rather get a massage from a man or surgery from a female doctor? Wow.
Like minor surgery?
No, serious surgery, like a blown kidney or something.
Jeez.
Good question, Peter.
Is the man gay?
Nope.
Is the female doctor at least Jewish or Asian?
No, but actually, you know what? I'm going to take it up a notch. Hispanic female doctor or gay male masseuse?
Hispanic from Spain?
No.
Oh. So it's basically, would you rather get a massage from a gay man or die?
I saw a funny one that it said, would you rather kiss your homies goodnight or have sex with your crush? And then it said, kiss my homies goodnight because my homies are everything.
Amen.
Word.
That's really good. All right. So, would you rather have the first contact to the world be by robotic or organic visitors?
Organic.
Robotic.
Organic.
Why?
Robotic.
I got you on the other side of this. You go first. You said yours
So
first.
I say robotic, just because I don't think that they would spread as many diseases that could
That's a
possibly
good
happen.
point. Great point.
Yeah, if they're biological, just like us, right?
Sure.
I would say that the chance of spreading some type of harmful disease to the next group, being us, would be more likely than it would be if it was just precious metals like Transformers.
That's a good point.
I
But
mean,
I
I'm going to stick with him on the robotic because, I mean, that means that there are technologies on other planets out there.
So here's the thing.
do like that.
I'm going to continue the tie. I'm going to follow Nate. I think organic.
I'm going organic because if you kill a son of a bitch that's organic, he's dead. If you kill a robotic guy, he might be linked to his thing and can send down another robotic. Here's my thing. Age of Ultron, boom. Age of Ultron is my point. If he's linked to a network, he's just sending down robot.
Hey, Nate.
He could keep burning robots. You have to birth these organic matters.
Who won in Age of Ultron?
The Avengers, dog.
Yeah, humans.
Who always wins in the Avenger
Gotcha,
movies.
bitch.
Oh, wow, you're
Avengers.
pandering for your draft pick. We get it. Wow, you're pandering. Well, y'all are yeah, we get it.
Yeah, World War Z. Who killed off most of the planet? An organic
Brad Pitt.
virus.
Zombies. Yeah, exactly. Who are zombies? Organic matter.
virus.
Zombies. Duh.
All right. Would you rather have a golden voice or a silver tongue?
Golden voice.
Silver
boys.
tongue.
What are we going to do? Stick it out and be like, look what I can do.
Do you not get what that means?
Silver tongue.
Silver tongue 100% of the day.
Oh,
of
be able to
week,
speak
of
well?
time.
Yeah,
No, 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 no,
basically.
No.
It's basically.
A silver tongue is the ability to convince somebody
Right.
and sweet talk them or things like that.
Yep.
Oh, but you know what? People who have good voices, though.
Doesn't
oh,
matter.
They
You
think
can
that
talk.
National Anthem
It's
to the
literally
Super Bowl.
like a Jedi mind fuck
Yep.
as I'm talking to you because I will literally convince you into doing anything.
Right, because it's a Nate, give me a drink. You know, you said it's sexy,
But
but
you
you might
would
not give me a
have to
drink. But if I said
continue,
Nate, give
though.
me a drink in my
Silver
silver
boy.
tongue, you'd be giving me 3 drinks. You know what I'm saying?
But the silver tongue will require you to say more things.
Doesn't
Whereas,
matter.
What if you talk like this and you had go get me a drink? You'd have to, in a sense, speak a lot more words to be like, what in the hell is this guy talking? Is this words coming out of this guy's mouth? Or I'd be like, yo, baby, go and give me a drink. You know what I'm saying? But in a sense, it'd be like, I just say it sexy and you'd be like,
Yeah, but
I gotta
sin-
go get him a drink.
Since you have the golden voice,
Right?
doesn't mean you have the silver tongue. So
But
you
see,
tell
gold's
somebody to
worth
do
more than
something.
silver, so I'm taking gold. Deal with it.
All right, tongue.
I'm still going tongue as well. So,
Gold.
so I got one more for you. Then here we go.
What you got?
Would you rather have all your clothes fit perfectly or have the most comfortable pillow, blankets, and sheets in existence?
Pillow and blankets.
Pillow.
Existence.
You spend 30 of your life sleeping, so you want to be comfy for it. So I'm going to go with pillow.
Boom.
Ain't nobody messing up my sleep. I'm taking the blankets.
I'm taking the pillow and blankets.
Amen.
Same.
Would you rather be a reverse centaur or reverse mermaid?
A
A centaur is the horse. A mermaid
Is the lady? Yeah.
A reverse.
So have a horse head with human legs or a
fin.
Fin.
no.
I need legs, baby.
You
I
said
want to be on
reverse.
land.
You said reverse, so you would have a
So-
fish top with legs.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
Or
that's
a
what I'm saying.
horse. I'm going horse top. I'm going horse top.
Yeah,
Horse top.
hell yeah.
Fish top is gross.
Because I already have a horse bottom, so.
Why your legs are strong? You like to run laps in Kentucky?
Okay, would you rather never use social media sites or apps again, or never watch another movie or TV show? So give up social media or
Social
give
media.
up TV and movies.
Giving
Social
up
media
TV.
easy.
I farted.
Giving up TV
I
all the
will
way.
gladly give up social media.
Amen.
Glad.
I barely go on it.
Well, how are the listeners going to like us and share with us? I mean,
That's up to you guys. I'm not. See, if we all do the opposite,
I'd
then
rather
we're gonna
I'd rather give up social.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't,
Definitely
I want
social.
to be entertained, and social media does not entertain me as much as movies and TVs do.
That's very, very true. But
What do you got, Gabe? What do you think?
well, I was gonna say I'd rather go with get rid of TV because you can watch anything online.
if you have a would you rather you'd like to hear the boys discuss, head on over to Portside Boys on Facebook and Twitter. Start your message with would you rather.
1, 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday from all of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we could party too. Happy birthday and all your dreams come true. We wish it was our birthday so we could
It's your birthday.
Amen.
Word.
That's really good.
We got some birthdays coming up. February 9th. Michael B. Jordan turns 33, which is crazy because he doesn't even seem that old. Charlie Day, who was a huge Tide commercial guy.
Yep.
Super Bowl 54.
Is what he's known for now.
That's
is
what he's
Tide
known for.
commercials.
He's the Tide guy. Travis Tritt turns 57, you know.
Yeehaw.
It's a great day to be alive, boys. February 9th. February 10th, we have Emma Roberts, who turns 29. She's older than I am. That's the chick from one movie, We Are
that
the
one.
Millers.
Yeah.
Oh, woo. We have Greg Norman turns 65. He's a golfer. Baller. Mia Khalifa turns 27. John Calipari turns 61. He's a huge coach down at K. Lexi Thompson, 25. She's that. She's that good-looking golfer chick, ain't she? Let's be real though. There's a lot of good-looking golfer chicks. February 11th, Jennifer Aniston turns 51.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know, right? She's an alien for sure.
Yeah.
Thomas Edison would have celebrated a birthday. He would have turned 174. Checked out in 1931. Burt Reynolds would have celebrated an 83rd birthday this year on February 11th. God, he's a true hero right there. Taylor Lautner, is that one guy who was the wolf in that one movie that one time? Okay, he turns 28. Sheryl Crow, 58. Ken Shamrock, baller, fighter. Oh, man, he'd definitely drop you with one punch, Z.
Negative.
Turns 56. Kelly Slater, he's a baller,
Hey.
too. My man surfs.
Surf's up.
Word. he turns 48. That's it for the 11th. I don't really care about, to be honest. On February 12th, we have Abraham Lincoln, who would have celebrated a birthday. Josh Brolin turns 52. Robert Griffin III turns 30, which is crazy to think he's already out of the league. Not to be a dick. I mean, he's not a starter or anything. Is he still playing?
Yeah, he's not. He's still in the league.
Who's he play with?
Honestly, I can't really tell you right now, but
can't
I know.
either.
I think he's a backup somewhere.
Wouldn't surprise me if not. He'll be in the XFL soon.
Maybe.
Hopefully, that'd be sweet.
Maybe.
I'd be
That
pumped.
would be sweet.
Man, I'd be pumped about that. Gucci, brr. Ooh, Gucci man turns 40. He turns 40.
Oh, you know what?
Dang.
Sorry to bring this back. He's a backup in Baltimore.
I knew that. Actually.
All right, sorry.
Bill Russell turns 86. Holy cow! Bill Russell turns 86. Arsenio Hall turns 64.
Comedian.
Larry Nance turns 61. February 13th, Randy Moss celebrates his birthday that day. Randy Moss, homie. Randy Moss,
Straight
right?
cash,
You know what I'm saying? Turns 43. He probably could still be balling, baby. He could still be getting out there getting them long balls.
So he's part of the All NFL.
Yeah. Oh yeah, top 100 players, right?
Yep.
Heck yeah. Jerry Springer turns 76, baby.
Oh my God, 76.
Damn, that show is balling.
Wow.
I remember staying home when they were sick and watching that. You know what I'm saying? That was the greatest. Coach Kurz was Coach K.
Coach K.
Coach Krzyzewski. How do we say it, Samuel?
Krzyzewski.
Coach Krzyzewski.
There it is.
Turned 73. Coach K. Still balling out at Duke. Looks like Drew Bledsoe's the only one loving on his birthday. Oh, man. He's the only one loving. He turned 48. Chris Farley would have turned 57.
Fat guy in a
little coat.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat. Richard, what's happening?
Birdman turns 51, and Jaromir Jagr turns 48. Still playing in the league, I assume?
He is retired.
Oh, he's retired. All right. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he still wanted to play. He probably wants to go for that record, but yeah. If you have a birthday shout-out you'd like us to add, shoot us a message on Facebook or Twitter and start your message with birthday shout-out. We'd be happy to give you a holler. Now, I know we've covered a lot today, but there's anything else y'all like to leave our listeners with? A little shout-out, little holler. Y'all like anything? Got anything you want to leave us with? Little recommendations here? Little something?
I have a recommendation.
What you got?
A show on Hulu called The Strain. It's a show about an outbreak, but the outbreak is vampires. It's a super cool. The whole show starts off where there's this flight coming in, and the flight attendants hear some banging underneath the cab, and this monster comes out, and they land, and then it kills everyone on the plane.
Okay.
Kills them, quote unquote, because they're vampires.
Yeah.
And so a couple of people live and can actually speak, and they do this whole big quarantine, but then it starts getting out, and it's really good. I would definitely check it out. It's super cool. I don't want to give too much away.
Oh,
I like it.
Is this actually a Hulu show, or
Yeah,
is this actually some
No,
other
I'm sorry.
show
It was on
Hulu?
FX.
Okay, yep.
From
it's
FX.
on
It had 4
Yep,
seasons.
Thought so.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yep.
did see that.
Did
You're
you?
right. I heard of that show before.
It's really good.
It turned into like it's super
was a big
twisted.
deal.
It's twisted.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
the
turns
first
into a big
episode's
deal.
twisted.
Yeah, I
Yep.
heard it was pretty
Yep.
good though.
That's my shout out.
I got a couple recommendations.
Yep.
I follow a YouTube channel, and recently I don't really like to fish, but I enjoy what fishing is. I just like fishing, but I don't like fish. It's weird. I'm a weird guy. But I've been following a guy. He does kayak fishing, and he does videos on YouTube, which are really cool. You want to follow him. His thing is ND Yak Angler is what his name is on YouTube. He has a lot of cool videos of catching bass and catching northern or whatever. I really kind of like that. I kind of want to get into fishing sometime this summer.
For sure. I know you used to go ice fishing a lot with some of your buddies up north, so
Yep, I enjoyed that.
it's a lot of fun always.
Yeah.
I got a shout out for you.
What do you got?
Special shout out to Grandpa, battling cancer. We love you lots and are sending our love and prayers your way. God bless.
Love you, Grandpa.
Love you.
Love you, Grandpa. Some great shout-outs from you boys. We'll be right back here next week with an all-new episode of the Portside Boys. We hope you enjoy the week ahead of you. I'm Big Zig, signing off.
This podcast is sponsored by Mini Mart. Check out their Minnesota-themed gifts and Minnesota apparel. Go ahead and enter in Portside Boys at checkout and get 20% off. That's minimart.com. MINNYMART.com. Mini Mart, Minnesota everything.